NC Global Leadership has a very proud history of working with the U.S. State Department and the International Visitor Leadership. We were established in Greensboro nearly 40 years ago, and I've been fortunate to have worked with the organization in one capacity or the next for almost 15 years now. NC Global Leadership works with the State Department's International Visitor Leadership Program, which is nearing 80 years since Nelson Rockefeller established this as the Foreign Leaders Program for emerging leaders from emerging democracies across the world.
Serving as chair of NC Global Leadership is incredibly rewarding. The NC Global Leadership welcomes up-and-coming leaders from around the world that are able to come to Greensboro and to the Triad area and share their global perspectives, engage with our community, and really participate in people-to-people diplomacy, which is something that is very near and dear to my heart. And one of the reasons why I first started serving with NC Global Leadership and have since moved up to serving as chair. So it's an incredibly enriching and wonderful experience, and something that I hope to continue for many years to come.
We work with the State Department in welcoming the visitors to Greensboro after they have been selected by our embassies abroad. And what's really noteworthy about this program is candidates to become delegates for these programs don't solicit, don't apply. They're acknowledged by their peers in their local countries, and the U.S. State Department personnel are notified, and they go through a rigorous application process after that and are eventually selected with their peers from their country or potentially 20, 30 other countries, contingent on what the program is. These delegates generally spend 3 weeks in the United States, and more often than not, it's the first trip they've had to our country. So we really put our best foot forward in welcoming them. They generally spend close to a week in Washington getting acclimated and working with our program officers at the State Department, and then travel across the United States to 3 different cities. And frequently, Greensboro is one of those cities. They meet with their counterparts in healthcare, media, entrepreneurship, governance, democracy, and education to help grow programs in their own countries, develop long-term partnerships.
So I came into the US on, I think, 28th of September for the International Visitor Leadership Program. It's been such a great experience, honestly. We are a cohort of 23 participants from 22 countries. So it's such a diverse pool of experiences, cultures, and careers of people to learn from. And it's been such a great experience, especially meeting the various institutions of higher learning, to see how they do research partnerships, to see how they handle the challenges that they face, especially with partnerships, because I am in the Office of Partnerships, which is the advancement office. And you know, asking all these questions that were answered. Greensboro, to be specific, is community. Compared to the other cities we've been to that are high city life, Greensboro is a community. It has a sense of togetherness and unity and I don't know, it's calm. I like it here, honestly. I was telling my friends that I would live in Greensboro. I actually really intend to go back home and utilize some of the resources that I have had access to through the institutions that we've been visiting. I intend to study more and more in higher learning and be a resource for Uganda in higher learning.
Since the inception of the International Visitor Leadership Program, over 230,000 delegates have participated, and more than 1,500 of those have grown to be prime ministers, cabinet leaders, and among them are 12 Nobel laureate recipients. So it is a very esteemed group of emerging leaders. Based on the program theme or the program topic that the particular delegation is in town for, we here in Greensboro, with an army of fantastic volunteers, arrange for them to meet with their counterparts at hospitals or educational institutions or nonprofits so that they can learn and grow and find out best practices from their partners here in the United States.
I have had a very great experience in participating in this IVLP program. Although this is my 5th trip to the United States, but this one has been the most special and very different because I have immersed deeply in the American culture and learned a great deal from the American universities and higher education system, and also the way to establish global partnership with other institutions, and also how to manage various aspects of the university system.
The fundamental premise is that when the delegates arrive in the United States, and particularly in Greensboro, they're here to learn from their counterparts. And they do. But what we have learned over the years is our local resources and our volunteers truly learn from them. They learn so much about how these individuals have overcome obstacles, collaborated with their peers, and worked with other emerging countries and other emerging leaders across the globe.
So one of the components of the International Visitor Leadership Program, or IVLP, is that we get to welcome international leaders into our homes as part of a home hospitality. And to be honest, this is kind of where the magic is made. It's an informal setting where our visitors get to meet the local community, share a meal together in a kind of intimate, small environment, and really just have open conversations with one another. It really, every delegate that leaves, we've received so many wonderful letters and notes and connections afterwards. And actually, Greensboro is known by the State Department as being one of the best locations for our home hospitality. NC Global Leadership doesn't just invite international leaders to Greensboro and the greater area, but we also have an initiative called Global Dollars for Local Scholars, which supports local university students to study abroad around the world, including areas our past scholarship winners have studied in Japan, North Africa, England, and hopefully many more locations in the future. This initiative is not State Department funded, but actually funded through the community, like sponsors like yourself. If you'd like to get involved, please visit our website and click on the Scholarships tab to help support our local students to explore the world, just like our international visitors. So how can you support NC Global Leadership? Well, there are a couple of different ways. The first is by learning a little bit more about what we do by visiting our website. The second is to support financially through clicking on our Scholarships tab or by becoming a friend of NC Global Leadership through the Get Involved tab. If you're already a friend of NC Global Leadership, thank you for your continued support. If you're new to NC Global Leadership, welcome, and we hope to see you at future events.